Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
So a while ago, I did a video on the GP2 champions. Now let's look at the feeder series to GP2, the imaginatively named GP3. What happened to the champions? Where are they today? And how did they get on in their careers? Let's take a look at the GP3 champions between 2010 and 2018. 2010, Esteban Gutierrez. What a strange career this man has had. The Mexican beat Robert Wickens to the 2010 title whilst racing for ART. He also won races in GP2, finishing third in 2012. A year later, he was in Formula 1 with Sauber, scoring a single points finish in Japan and being relentlessly mediocre the rest of the year. He scored no points a year later and was dropped by Sauber at the end of the year. He'd spent 2015 testing for Ferrari somehow before being given a second chance with Haas for 2016. He was awful, wiping out Alonso at the first round in Australia and again scoring nothing. He's had a few unsuccessful Formula E and IndyCar drives since, and now tests for the Mercedes Formula 1 team. Why do people keep hiring him? 2011, Valtteri Bottas. Bottas won the 2011 GP3 season beating James Calado. Since then he had 4 seasons in Formula 1 with Williams, scoring points and podiums regularly, and is about to embark on a 4th season with Mercedes. With 7 wins to his name, he can call his career a success, even if he has had to play second fiddle to Hamilton at every race. 2012, Mitch Evans. The Kiwi won the title by 2 points ahead of Daniel Abt. He'd spent the next 4 years struggling in GP2, winning races but never really threatening to win the title, or move up to Formula 1. And instead has just started his 4th year in Formula E with Jaguar, winning races and challenging at the top end of the grid on a regular basis. 2013, Daniel Kvyat. The Russian dominated the 2013 series, beating Facu Regalia by 30 points. He jumped straight into Formula 1 with Toro Rosso in 2014. He'd score points and jump up to Red Bull the very next year, but after a few podiums and way more collisions, was demoted back to Toro Rosso before being dropped entirely for Brendan Hartley. Taking that embarrassment on the chin, he'd spent a year off testing for Ferrari before coming back this year again for Toro Rosso and getting another podium at a wet Germany race. The Torpedo will be embarking on his 6th year of Formula 1 in 2020. 2014, Alex Lynn. One of only 3 drivers who won GP3 and didn't make it into Formula 1. Alex Lynn won easily from Dean Stoneman whilst driving for Carlin, and he'd get a test in Formula 1 with both Lotus and Williams. He'd win races in GP2 but never challenged for titles, before having a few unsuccessful goes at Formula E. He now races for Aston Martin Racing in the LMGTE Pro class of the World Endurance Championship. 2015, Esteban Ocon. Ocon just held off Formula 2 regular Luca Giotto to take the 2015 GP3 title for Arden. He'd have a few DTM races in 26 before moving to Manor in Formula 1. He'd give a good account of himself and move to Force India for 2017, and after 2 years of good point scoring for the team, he was dropped in favour of Lance Stroll, whose dad was paying the team's bills. He set out 2019 testing for Mercedes, but will return in 2020 with a race seat with French manufacturer Renault. 2016, Charles Leclerc. 2019 was Charles Leclerc's breakout year at the top level. Back in 2016 he beat Alexander Albon to the title, before winning Formula 2 a year later in dominant style. He'd get a Formula 1 drive with Alfa Romeo in 2018, making Marcus Ericsson look like a pile of dog meat. And he has spent 2019 beating Vettel at Ferrari, probably a future Formula 1 champion in my books. 2017, George Russell. Another one for the future in George Russell. The Mercedes-backed driver dominated GP3, beating Jack Aitken by a whopping 79 points in 2017. Just like Leclerc, he would win Formula 2 the very next year, beating the likes of Alexander Albon and Lando Norris. 2019 with Williams has been tough, although he dominated teammate Kubica, except in the points scoring department. He finished last in 2019, but patiently waiting a Mercedes seat to become vacant so he can show us what he can really do. 2018, Antoine Hubert. The final GP3 champion and the most tragic. Beating Nikita Mazepin to the title, Hubert looked a real talent. And unfortunately, we will never know what could have been for the young Frenchman. His first year in Formula 2 included 2 victories before his untimely death in a horrific accident at Spa this year. A true champion who will always be missed. So that's the list. Ends on a bit of a downer, but it is amazing how many of these champions made it into Formula 1. Let me know if you have ideas for other lists or videos. I am completely open to suggestions and criticisms. With that said, like, subscribe and comment and have a good one.